Back to human tissue types. I'm doing a little bit of review. This is part two. So connective tissue, again, there are three major components of the extracellular material or matrix. That's the stuff outside the cells. Extra, outside cells, cellular. The protein fibers outside the cell. There's three types of reticular elastic fibers. We talked about those yesterday. There's ground substance, which is just an amorphous or non-shape or shapeless, basically, background material. And then there's fluid. Like I said, blood yesterday has fluid between the cells, a lot of it. So different connective tissues vary upon the different types of extracellular matrix they have. Bone has a lot of solid extracellular matrix. Again, the blast cells build that. Osteoblasts build bone. Chondroblast build cartilage. And the clasts chew. Osteoclasts chew bone away. Osteocytes maintain. So an osteoblast, once it's surrounded itself with bone, is now an osteocyte. It maintains. The macrophage. Macrophage eater. Mast cells are a type of blood cell, which is still connective tissue, and they give off histamines and granules for inflammation. Functions of the connective tissue: they separate, they connect tissue. Of connective tissue. Your bones and joints help you support. So storage is adipose, that's fat, stores energy. Bones store minerals. Insulation, again, the adipose insulates you well. You want to put on your good layer of fat before winter so you don't freeze to death. Transport, the blood. I want to transport the nutrients for you. Tissue classified. Connective tissue is classified based upon its matrix, that's extracellular matrix, that stuff outside the cells. You've got dense connective tissue where it's very densely packed. It looks like little waves, a bunch of strings just packed in there together. You've got loose or areolar connective tissue. Looks like a bunch of pepper sticks just kind of thrown in there, spinning around like a straw. And you've got, so widely separated collagen elastic fibers, yes. Adipose. Adipose looks fat. I mean, if you look at this, the little nuclei are shoved clear to the outside edge of the cell membrane because it is full of fat. The cell stores fat. Adipose, fat. Know it. Whoa, that's big. Cartilage. Chondro means cartilage. Remember freshman biology. Chondroichthyes. Ichthyes is fish. The chondroichthyes are the sharks, skates, and rays because they don't have bone. They're all cartilage, except for those teeth. They kind of hurt. The three types of cartilage, there's hyaline, my favorite, not just because it lines the end of our bones and protects us from getting osteoarthritis, but it looks really cute under a microscope. Looks like little googly eyes looking at you. It's the most abundant also, and the easiest to tell. Fibrocartilage has a lot more collagen in it. It's stronger. And then elastic cartilage is very flexible. You can take your nose and ears and twist those around, they boing back into place. Hyaline cartilage. Here you have an actual X-ray. You can see the cartilage at the end lining the bones. And up here they put it in blue. And it literally acts like Teflon on the end of pairs, basically, so it can slide really easily on the floor. When that breaks down after years and years of playing volleyball, basketball, baseball, well, baseball don't have as much, but gymnastics, gymnasts especially get osteoarthritis because their whole body takes pounding. Aw, there's the little googly eyes. See this guy over here? Oh no, I'm looking at you. So if you see little cells looking at you funny like that, chances are it's hyaline cartilage. The little chondrocytes live in their lacuna matata. That's my home for me. Lacuna is their home. Fibrocartilage forms those little discs between our backs. It's tough, so when you fall and jump up and down, your vertebrae aren't banging against each other. And it's strong, so when you bend, it's flexible. A lot more collagen, so it's strong. Elastic cartilage. Yeah, see that ear? Yoda stretching out. And that's what it looks like under a microscope. Kind of looks like little faces again, but they're spooky looking faces now. They're not cute. Autoelastic. Bone is so easy to tell. Cross section. Down here is your cancellous spongy bone. Up here is your compact bone. Over on the right side, we have compact bone. And you can see little black holes where the lacuna, where the osteocyte is now living. A little crack going all up and down, hanging outward, radiating out from the center. The center is where the blood vessels go. And blood then suits up to the crack to feed all the osteocytes. Your bone is porous, but it's strong, obviously. It has a solid mineralized matrix, hydroxyapatite, which is a calcium phosphate mineral, literally. Blood. On the left is a really nice close-up of blood, red blood cells. On the right side is what you'll see in the lab and what you'll see in the test as well. You got these little red blood cells here. You got a couple neutrophils, white blood cells here. You got little platelets popping in there. So easy to tell. Red blood cells look like little cream saver lifesavers. They're biconcave discs. Yeah. So here's a question. We're going to do this in class probably. It's starting to ear pierce. You need to tell the dude with the wicked nose piercing all the tissue layers in order that he is sticking the needle through. Can you list all 6 needle layers she's going through? Well, she starts with her stratified squamous epithelium on the outside. Oh, there's stratified squamous epithelium. Corneum, luteum, granulosum, spinosum, Sally. We'll get those later. So they go through the stratified squamous epithelium. Underneath that, they hit connective tissue connects the stratified squamous epithelium to your body. If we were dissecting cats, you'd have a day to tear off the skin, do nothing but see how this loose connective tissue holds your skin. It's amazing. Unfortunately, we don't have any cats, so we can use some freshmen. Fly flew on my face. Blood. Blood is next. You have blood underneath that skin. It's mixed in with the areolar tissue, the soft connective tissue. Under the blood and the areolar tissue, this is in the ear, right? We're probably getting some cartilage. Elastic cartilage. Boing. Now you're coming out the other way. So now the needle's gone into the cartilage. Now it's coming out the opposite way. Guess what we hit? More connective tissue out to the stratified squamous epithelium, and you're done. We could have made that 7 and said blood. I forgot to put the blood in. Okay. Now muscle tissue. Another type of tissue is muscle. There's 3 main types of muscle tissue. It has the ability to contract. So when it contracts, it shortens and pulls the bones closer so you can move. Contractile proteins. Do you know the name of those contractile proteins? I gave you a hint. They end in IN because most proteins end in IN, kind of like the word protein itself. There's actin and myosin. Know that. Actin and myosin. Big, bold, and red. Guaranteed test question, right? So here they are in schematic drawing. The actin, the myosin has little heads which pull the actin filaments. Actin filaments are hooked on another protein over here on the edge. We call a Z-band. And as they shorten, as that one little contractile unit shortens, that sarcomere, you have thousands of contractile units like that in a long muscle. That whole muscle then shortens. Matter of fact, do you see the little striations up and down here in this muscle? Each one of those is Z-bands, and the little actin and myosin are in between those, shortening that muscle fiber or that muscle cell so it shrinks like that. This muscle is really cool. It's really pretty. They're all parallel fibers. The muscles are parallel. They don't touch. I mean, they don't connect with each other. They have a lot of nuclei per cell. Each one of these little long purple things is a nucleus. So there's a lot of nuclei per cell, very striated, and they're parallel. That would be skeletal muscle, so named because it moves your skeleton, attached to your skeleton. Now your face does have some muscles that attach to skin that allows you to smile and sneer and, make the O sound. It's under voluntary control. You I'll hold your hand to raise it. This is doing naturally in my head unless you're crazy. Several nuclei are striated due to the action of myosin fibers in there. Striated means lined. Think of stripes, striated, the stripes in there. Smooth muscle, look at that. That's smooth, baby. You don't see the striations. And they're small, spindle-shaped little cells, but they're all next to each other. So those line the walls of hollow organs like your esophagus and your intestines, your skin and your eyes. Yes, the beautiful part of your eye, the iris, you don't tell it to shrink. It does it when the light gets too bright. It's a smooth muscle. It's a gorgeous smooth muscle. All sorts of cool colors. It's involuntary. That means you don't think about doing it, it just does it. Only one nucleus per cell. It's a big nucleus too. And it's not striated. Cardiac muscle. That's the heart. Notice how they all connect. These are interconnected. They're striated, yes. They have one nucleus per cell, but the cells are all connected. That is because the heart likes to beat all at once. That makes it very effective if it beats all at once. If it doesn't, if all the fibers don't beat at once, it's not going to have a smooth contraction, and you're going to get blood clots. So, heart, voluntary yet striated. Involuntary because you don't think about it. You don't have to think, beat, beat, beat. Otherwise, you die because you forget to think to make it pump. Intercalated discs. Intercalated. These blue things they've drawn on here, those are discs, and intercalated means like shuffled. They kind of appear there and over there and over here. They're just kind of sporadically inserted in there. So they're kind of hard to see on this diagram. You'll see this diagram in the test, but no, it's involuntary but striated. Nervous tissue. Yes, your brain, your spine, all your nerves are nervous tissue. They communicate by way of electricity. You know what that's called? I did my thing, an action potential. So electrical signal, an action potential. It's good for coordination and control of the body activities. The brain's kind of control central, you know. Brain goes dead, you're gone. Yeah, we said that. So the neuron in psychology, thank goodness they do a great job of this. Dendrites, myelin sheath. I do talk a little bit about the myelin sheath and how it's like the coating around electrical cord, because of the electrical cord that you plug into the wall. It has a myelin sheath, basically, a rubber surrounding the copper, so that electrons don't jump out and short out. They go straight from the outlet into the light bulb or whatever it is you're plugging in, so it doesn't shock you. If you should get the dendrites receive the action potential, axon is your long end that's insulated with the myelin sheath that carries the action potential. So if you should get that myelin sheath, if it gets a nick in it or a cut, and some of that action potential leaves it, you got many sclera, many cuts, multiple sclera in the myelin sheath, causing a short. And you probably know what that's called now that I said it's multiple sclera. It's called multiple sclerosis. That's when you get little cuts down here in the myelin sheath, and now the action potential doesn't always make it all the way to the nerve. So you're getting shorts. So the system's being shorted out. So when you tell the brain sends a message to the leg muscles, walk, not all the message makes it there. Some of it seeps out, so not all muscles contract, so you get this really choppy walk and you can fall. So that's what multiple sclerosis is just nicks in the myelin sheath, allowing the action potential to seep out and not make it all the way down to the nerves to innervate the muscles like they should. Don't worry about that. This you're going to do in class. This is an example of your lab groups haven't been set up yet. There we go. You're going to click on this picture. You're going to watch part 3 when that comes up. For now, I'm going to say goodbye, and part 3 will be later. Ta-ta for now.